In the 21st century, sustainable development has been a popular topic, and environmental problems have started to take part in daily debates. Today, glaciers are melting, forests are burning up, and the sea level is rising tremendously. As the environment begins to show signs of deterioration, scientists now realize the importance of promoting a healthier way of living beneficial for both us and the planet we live on.
Over 73 quadrillion British thermal units of fossil fuels were burned in 2020, including gas, coal, and petroleum. Every day, 18.19 million barrels of fossil fuels are burned, and these are only the numbers counted. I'm sure the real question is, why is this happening? What are we as human beings doing to destroy our planet? To be able to form possible solutions, we need to understand the problem we are facing.
To start, there is climate change. Let's look at the definition of climate. Climate refers to the long-term regional or even global average temperature, humidity, or rainfall patterns over seasons, years, or centuries. Different from everyday weather, a change in the climate might lead to terrible consequences, gradually devastating every living thing that depends on it. Scientists had discovered a rising tendency of temperatures ever since the industrial ages. If things continue like this, it will put every life on the planet in grave danger.
No one likes traffic, right? Well, when driving cars and trucks, we need to burn fossil fuels. And through the burning of fossil fuels, nitrogen oxides are released into the atmosphere, forming smogs and acid rain. According to research conducted by scientists, there's about 780,000 metric tons of nitrogen oxide emission because of the transportation alone.
Then, in addition to the production of nitrogen oxides, fossil fuels also release immense amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases way up into the atmosphere when they are burned. Isn't it ironic how fossil fuels companies spend millions making ads about using clean energy when they, in fact, are the ones filling our atmosphere with tons and tons of carbon dioxide? According to Sciencing.com, 40% of the carbon dioxide emissions came from electricity production, and over 90% of electric industry emissions result from burning coal.
Furthermore, to the problem of rising temperatures, we also see a constant change in biodiversity. Similarly, the new changes in a certain biome might result in negative effects. Factors for the changes in biodiversity include the relocation of new species and overharvesting. The relocation of organisms across geographical boundaries can occur naturally in several ways. As human beings begin to explore the globe, more and more new species are introduced into new regions, usually for specific reasons. Some species might not survive in the newly introduced environment, while others may be too invasive and cause harm to the other organisms originally living there. The latter might eventually lead to the extinction of its prey as they are too vulnerable to survive.
Then there is the problem of overharvesting and deforestation. As the human population grew, they started to use natural resources for their benefit. Forests with abundant wood became the target of their harvesting. Surprisingly, over 80,000 acres of forest disappear from the earth every day. Without trees supporting the soil, thousands of acres of rich land turned into lifeless deserts. Even more, a lot of animals' natural habitats were destroyed along the way. They were forced to leave their homes and find somewhere else to survive, and not everyone makes it. Many species died on their way because of hunger and thirst. Others were eaten by predators unknown by the species.
We have all these problems, with the earth heating up and all our animals being extinct. Now let's think about proper solutions to settle these problems. First, we can try our best to use public transportation rather than private vehicles. In addition to its efficiency, public transportation can reduce air pollution to a great extent. Buses produce 20% less carbon monoxide, 10% fewer hydrocarbons, and 75% nitrogen oxides per passenger mile than a private car driven by only one person.
Using public transportation like buses proves to be also more fuel efficient, decreasing the overall amount of energy needed for transportation. According to APTA, American Physical Therapy Association, public transportation in the US saved more than 4 billion gallons a year, largely improving the current air quality. What if there is no bus or subway near your destination? Riding bikes and walking are a good alternative too. You will not only improve your community's environment, but also your body's health. So walk and bike more to enjoy the beautiful scenery around you while making the world a better place.
Lastly, but definitely not least, recycling. Recycling notably reduces the need for dumping grounds. When organic waste in landfill decomposes, methane is produced. Methane is a greenhouse gas that contributes significantly to climate change by trapping excess heat in the air. It is 25 times more powerful than carbon dioxide in terms of its global warming potential, and when it's burnt, carbon dioxide is produced. Just by recycling, you can lower the amount of greenhouse gases going into the atmosphere significantly. Recyclable materials include plastic, glass, metals, raw materials, and fibers.
Solar power energy uses energy from the sun to create electricity. The good news is the sun is there most of the time, and during nighttime, the solar power device runs on batteries so you can still have electricity at night. Hydropower works a little bit like solar power, except it uses water instead of the sun. Water is also a very renewable substance, so there is a high doubt that hydropower will become unrenewable in the future. And of course, wind power. Wind energy devices use turbines to collect the wind's kinetic energy to create electricity. Wind energy isn't the most reliable source of energy, but in flat areas it's used a lot for farming as it is very windy, and even when there is no wind, the turbines would have generated so much energy, there would still be excess energy for those not so windy days. Now that we've talked about problems and solutions, it's time for us to act. With sustainable practices, we believe that everyone can change the world and keep it from becoming an irreparable desert. Our Earth needs you. We need you. Even some small changes from just one person's lifestyle can contribute to the improvement of the ecosystem we live in. So start with yourself and start today.